Former President Donald Trump is not happy with his former vice president. I mean, that's not exactly news. We've known that for quite some time. However, in recent days, he's really ramped up the rhetoric against him. In fact, on Tuesday, he has now demanded that Mike Pence be investigated for refusing to stop the certification of Joe Biden's win. So he put out this rambling, press release. I'm going to read some of it. Here's what he said. So pathetic to watch the unselect committee of political hacks, liars, and traitors. Traitors, everybody, it's traitors. Work so feverishly to alter the Electoral College Act so that a vice president cannot ensure the honest results of the election. When just 1 year ago, they said that the vice president has absolutely no right to ensure the true outcome or results of an election. Wait, hold on. That was true then, and it's still true now. The not the Electoral College Act, but the Electoral Count Act, which is what he's referring to. God, I can't even get it right. It's amazing. But no, all that would do was just clarify that the vice president's role overseeing the formal counting of the Electoral College vote is ceremonial. It has always been ceremonial. This is still saying this is just pointing out and putting a label on it saying, since there seems to be some confusion here, we are going to reiterate that this is ceremonial. That's it. It was ceremonial before. It still will be ceremonial. But again, apparently because of right-wing media and Donald Trump and people's general confusion about how government works, a lot of people were confused. And there were people that were attempting to grab power, people like Steve Bannon, Peter Navarro, that played on this confusion of the role of Mike Pence in this certification. This is basically like somebody at what like the Grammys or something, or what is that award show? I don't watch award shows, but I know that people will come out with like an envelope and they'll open it up and declare the winner, right? That's Mike Pence's job. You think that person that comes out there and presents that actually picked the winner? No, that's ridiculous. That's really, really dumb. And so what they're doing is they're basically putting a label on it saying that role is ceremonial only. And it's sort of like the electoral equivalent of putting a label on a toaster saying, don't put this in bath water. Okay, don't take a shower while making toast. It's not going to work out. Open box before eating pizza. The vice president cannot choose the president. I mean, that's it. I don't know how much more simply I can break it down. But apparently I have to, because there's some real brainlets out in here that actually believe that, no. What are you talking about? The vice president could totally have chosen who had won the election. Really? Well, then you're saying that Kamala Harris could choose who becomes president. That's not how it works. That's never how it worked. All right, but he goes on. He says, in other words, they lied, and the vice president did have this right. He didn't. Or more pointedly, could have sent the votes back to various legislators for reassessment. Why reassessment? Why reassessment? I mean, I know it goes to the whole, we found voter fraud and irregularities. Really? Where's the mass voter fraud? Now, I know that there was voter fraud in the election. We found a lot of it in the villages by Trump voters. And actually, we found a lot of cases of Trump voters basically using their dead relatives to vote for Trump. Documented. I've documented this in the show many, many times, where, hey, we found the fraud. Even then, there was not enough fraud to literally change the outcome of the elections. That's not happening. It didn't happen then. It's not happening in any election here in the United States. We just simply do not have that kind of mass voter fraud. We just don't have it. A few instances here and there, but we have robust systems that continue to catch people who engage in voter fraud. So, but no, understand that they use this, and Trump is referring to really the fake electors. That's who we wanted to send it back to. Remember, a lot of these battleground states, these pro-Trump groups, would come up with fake certifications signed by fake electors and sent them into the National Archives. Some of them were rejected. Others were rejected, but were affixed with official state seals, even though that's not the official result. And it got sent alongside the official result. And so the fake electors, and those fake electors, of course, were there to say that, hey, because of the fraud and because Mike Pence didn't certify the election, we're going to send these fake electors that we think are the real electors, and they're going to vote for Trump. Okay. Wonderful. And so now he then goes into a tangent about Nancy Pelosi. If it were sent back to the legislators, or if Nancy Pelosi, who was in charge of Capitol security, had taken my recommendations and substantially increased security, what recommendations? There would have been no January 6th as we know it. What does she have to do with overseeing Capitol Police? That's not her job. I mean, literally, not her job. This is how it actually works, right? So now the Capitol Police, they're overseen by a Capitol Police board. And there are committees from the House of Representatives and the Senate that serve on those boards. This is according to a USCP spokesperson, Capitol Police spokesperson. Pelosi is not at all directly responsible for overseeing Capitol Police force operations and is not even listed as a chair or administrator of any committee supervising the Capitol Police. Finally, he writes, therefore, the unselect committee should be investigating why Nancy Pelosi did such a poor job of overseeing security, when it's not her job, and why Mike Pence did not send back the votes for recertification or approval, also not his job, and not in his power, and that it has now been shown that he clearly had the right to do so. Wow. What a colossally stupid man. Really. I mean, this is weaponized ignorance right there. But worst, and the reason I call it weaponized, is that he's using these as justifications to call for investigations of his political opponents. Now, of course, he's not in power. He doesn't have any power right now. He's no longer president. So he can't actually authorize any investigations. But he is giving people ideas and telegraphing what he's actually going to do if he gets back into power in 2024. So let's be clear. He's not going after just Democrats, which he will certainly go after, right? He's going to try to punish the Democrats, of course. But he's also going after anybody, regardless of party, who will not fall in line with him. Now, again, what message does that send to the party? Well, fall in line or I'm going to come for you. Me and my jackbooted thugs that tried to overthrow the government on January 6th. The people that I just promised to give pardons to if I get back into power, blanket pardons. And so, again, this is how fascism works. Now, Pence, for his part, Mike Pence is a coward. Complete and utter coward. You think he's going to go and testify against Trump? No, hell no. He's not going to go and talk to the committee at all. Even though Trump had, of course, clearly incited a crowd against Mike Pence. And again, he's a coward because he knows the Republican Party will absolutely eviscerate him. He'll never work again in a Trump-led party at all. And so, not that he can, ever win an election again. He'll never work an election again. Of course not. But yeah, total and complete and utter coward. Super beta of him, to let Donald Trump basically walk over him.
Beta male.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, and to not only do that, but threaten him with investigations. Hey, Mike Pence, are you going to get your balls? Pick them up off the floor, maybe? Or do you need permission from Mother to fight back?